Can you feel it? Ha ha! Happy Wednesday. Hump Day! What is that? Hello there. Welcome to the show on this Wednesday. Hump Day. Kind of liking this groove. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here to, we'll see what happens. I see Gunfox sent me something that's supposed to make my head explode. Okay, we'll test the waters. Oh, good God. Oh, God. Gunfox, what are you doing to me? I saw it wasn't on the agenda today, but you know what? We'll sneak it in. Anyway, hi. I'm your host. Ready to chill, relax, talk about little things going on in the world and stuff like that on the Morning Night Live. Why don't we get it started? Because, it's just another one of those days. By the way, I am doing a show tomorrow. I don't know when. Hopefully in the morning after I get the bird in the oven. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Stop the music and play the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only Dawg Knight.
Yes, that's me. Stop the music. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as Dawg Knight on the internet. And welcome back to the Dawg Knight Channel on this Wednesday, the 23rd of November, 2022. Thanksgiving's tomorrow. One of my favorite holidays, just because I love cooking. I took a bird off the smoker yesterday, got it all cut up. Putting a bird in the oven today. That's the leftover bird, because we make a bird just for leftovers to send everyone home with leftovers. And then I'm gonna start. I'll start some of the side dishes tonight, because all I have to do is heat them up tomorrow. And then I will be dropping the 24-pound bird in the oven tomorrow morning, because we don't have people coming over to force. So this is one of those rare years where I don't have to get up at like 2 a.m. to put the bird in the oven, because we're not having people over till 4 p.m. So I can sleep in tomorrow. That's a rarity, although I won't sleep in. I'll probably find something else to do. Plus, I gotta do a show tomorrow, so I'll be here. I mean, look, I know y'all gonna be with your family and stuff, but I feel like I'm part of family. Is Kay here yet? Kay, I gotta send you an email today. You're not. I don't see you in the chat yet. But we'll get there. Anyway, so today I'm a little sad that members of our Congress have stooped low. I'm foreshadowing here. Let's see, Dawg Knight Live. Let me put the link in the chat here, by the way, because it's weird. You can't do a pinned chat on Rumble. That's weird. Anyway, here's the Streamlabs link is pdognight.live. I'll put that in the chat. We'll pin that to the top. Wait, how am I doing here? And so forth and so on. And then let's see, can I put that over here too? There, pdognight.live. I don't think it gives you a link in Rumble. Anyway, before I get started though, we already have a sponsor today. I'm so happy. It's Gunfox61, and Gunfox61, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you, sir. Dropping a 10 spot. in the tip jar. Very generous, sir. And leaving me, look, the theme about this congressman threatening a cartoon cat, that would be cat turd. And Gunfox has decided to leave me a giant turd in the tip jar along with that $10. And we'll get to that article. Oh my God. I don't believe this. Anyway, and it's a topic that I don't talk about a lot, but I guess I have to talk about it today. But before we talk about anything, I must say good morning. Make sure you're following me on Rumble and YouTube if you're on one or the other. If it's a good idea to have a backup. And you can also follow me on Odyssey. Same thing, Dawg Knight. I'm easy to find. Don't worry. You'll find it. But over on Rumble, first person in the chat today, Simon Wolfwood, who gets the bell. Thank you, sir. Well done. Also, good morning, Avocados Diabli, Mike Savage Blark, Wild Saffron, Jimmy Das Hotep. And that's it. That's all that's over on Rumble. Now, the thing is, if you follow me on Rumble already and you're watching me on YouTube, I wouldn't be upset if perchance you went over to Rumble and just click the little plussy sign. Punch that plussy. Or if you're on a phone, you can do the little thumbs up thing. But that helps over on Rumble too. I'm trying to grow the Rumble side too. But at least I'm up over 100 people over there on that channel, and I can at least stream without having to pay them $10 every month. So that's good. On the YouTube side, however, we also have Avocados Diablo, who gets the bell. Thank you for being here, sir. Also, good morning. Mike Savage is also over there. He's kind of doing double duty. He's going both ways, just like several of you do. I should probably rephrase that. Wait, am I off center? That's weird. I kind of look off center. Okay, I'm okay. Wait, I am off center. What happened here? Did my camera get moved? Let's see. Let's move me back. I gotta move back, go back to the middle, go back sometime. Also, I don't know why I'm singing already. Good morning, Simon Wolfwood over there, also going both ways. Good morning, Gunfox 61, the ever-present and loyal administrator of the Dawg Knight Discord server. Good morning to Chicago Mike, Aaron Meredith, Zombie Teddy, Tyrannus. Oops, singing us. Well, I'm not going to do that today. Tyrannus Alexandrius, Tremere Lich, aka Tyre Alexander. Good morning, Unacceptable Views, Foxmeyer Kibity, aka FX. What's up? Good morning also to Trippy Liberties in the house. Good morning, sir. Also, D.I. Freighter Watcher. Did I say Chicago Mike already? I think I did. My favorite Canadians in the house, Jaeger Pony. Who else? Bishop, what up? Just spent $50 on coffee, milk, a pound of beef, and a flat of bacon. Good God. Isn't it terrible? You know what? I remember. So, it wasn't that long ago either. I could reliably go to my local Cub Foods, because that's the local grocery stores around here. We have Cub Foods. We have Hy-Vee. We have what's the other one? Byerly's, which is whatever. And then there's one more. Anyway, I was at the local Cub Foods, and I could reliably go to Cub Foods. And if I filled a bag with groceries, okay, every bag I could usually reliably figure out that it'd be about $15 to $20 per bag, and I could, as I'm bagging the groceries and they push through there, I could reliably go, I got about 3 bags. It's going to be about $60, 60 maybe. And now sometimes one bag is $60. It's scary. Anyway, I hear you, Bishop. I feel you, brother. Good morning to Hig 1966. Hello, Cindy back there somewhere. Hopefully listening to the background. Also, good morning to, as I scroll down, who's here? Is that it? Oh, Rotten Corpse is in the house. All right. So anyway, happy day before Thanksgiving Eve. Today we're just going to kind of go. I went through some Twitter stuff and just saw some things that were trending that I went, oh shit. Because it kind of goes how it goes. Quick thank yous also. Thank you to Scribe Light, Dog Thrapple, for retweeting. So also Jimmy Das Hotep, thank you, sir. What is this? Hot dog vendor stamina apparent turf war in San Diego Park. Oh, good God. Oh, I got another story I'm going to be, my head's going to explode about. But let me see if I can get through all this other stuff first. I got a lot to talk about. Thanks everyone. Please do me a favor. I know I ask this every day, but it really is important and it really does help if you can share the stream somewhere. Just, there's a little share thing on both of these, whether you're on Rumble, whether you're on Albrecht. Nice to meet you. Albrecht 1968. That's a new name. I haven't seen that one. Welcome. Glad to have you here. And Septus Wolf is over there. I see you over there. I'm trying to keep track of both chats. That's why I put them right next to each other so I can look at them both. And nice to see everyone here. So, what was I saying? Something about I was looking at some of the trending things on Twitter. And a lot of weird stuff going on. Just weird. Just stuff you go, that's kind of weird. You know what I mean? And so but it's Thanksgiving. And so, of course, one of the biggest things trending today is Thanksgiving's trending. And so I clicked the button, and here I got this tab of Thanksgiving stuff, why it's trending. And the top one on the trending for Thanksgiving would be Ron Klain. Now, who happens to be the White House Chief of Staff, right? And Ron Klain thinks it's important that on Thanksgiving, it's important for you to talk about the President of the United States. He says, one last item for your Thanksgiving dinner. Some talking points when that uncle comes at you about the POTUS. Well, here's something that's not going to be a topic of conversation in our Thanksgiving meal, and that would be the President of the United States or anything to have to do with the U.S. government. We're not talking about that shit. First of all, I don't know everyone's politics are coming to my house this year, and I don't care because I don't care about your politics. It's Thanksgiving. We're not here to argue about politics, but I just thought I'd take a look at what Ron Klain considers Joe Biden's accomplishments, because I'm still paying almost $4 a gallon for gas. I'm paying $60 a bag for groceries. I'm paying for a lot of my gas bills higher, my water bills higher, even everything. I wish I was higher. I might think about using those gummies that my wife buys every once in a while again, because I'd rather be high than live in this world right now. But anyway, he gave us a list of talking points for Thanksgiving dinner. Yes, Ron Klain, White House Chief of Staff. Listen to me. Do you believe this? A person who works in the White House, he works for the President of the United States, and he thinks it's important on Thanksgiving to talk about President Biden's top accomplishments. I won't say that. I was going to stop the violent thoughts. Here it is. President Biden's top accomplishments when chatting with your uncle at Thanksgiving. Did you really think this is a good idea, Ron Klain? All right, let's see what oh my God, let's see what they got here. Tackling inflation, lowering cost. Let's just give that a big fat no. Yeah, listen. Oh my God, they're just big fat liars. I hate these people. Listen, tackling inflation and lowering costs. Gas prices are down by $1.35 a gallon since June, and inflation is moderating. No, it's not, you lying piece of shit. I'm already swearing. Kay, I'm by the way, Kay, I'm going to email you when I get done. When I get home today, because I want to ask you a couple questions, we'll talk. We'll talk. Good morning, Kay. By the way, okay. Gas prices down by $1.35 a gallon since June. June. What happened in June? June was when the gas prices rose to the highest they've ever been in the history of our country, and more than $3 more than they were when Joe Biden started as president. So they were up $3 at least more than they were when Joe Biden started as president, and now they're down $1.35 a gallon. So they're still almost $2 more than they were when Joe Biden started as president. What an accomplishment. Unsnarling supply chains to lower the cost of goods. Well, they couldn't have gotten any worse, and you didn't do anything to unsnarl those supply chains. The people who work at the supply chains just got busy. I'm Millie D. I'm having a conniption right now. Saving America with hearing loss, up to $3,000 on hearing aids. That's tackling inflation? What the fuck? So you subsidize some people, meaning the government's spending more money, and that means you're increasing inflation on everything else. Tackling junk fees that cost Americans billions, like surprise overdraft charges. Hey, you know what? You know, that's so stupid. It sounds really good. That sounds really good, but you know what? Are overdraft charges really a surprise? Do you not know that your bank charges you overdraft fees when you go over your draft or account balance, whatever, you spend more money than you have in your bank? Do you think that's a surprise to anyone that they're going to get an overdraft fee? I'm sorry, it's not a surprise when that happens, but I bet it's happening more because of inflation. Hello, Street Sith Mail. Yeah, boy. Took on Big Pharma and won. Really? By filling their coffers with billions and billions of dollars? You know why? Capping annual out-of-pocket prescription drug costs at $2,000 for seniors on Medicare. So what? Yeah, you know what? People on certain plans, on the Plan Bs and stuff like that, they kind of already had that feature, didn't they? I'm not 100% sure. Capping insulin copays at $35 per prescription for seniors on Medicare. Wait, only for seniors on Medicare? You know, when your first day in office, there was a president that was before you. I can't remember which one. The guy with the funny hair. Remember him? He'd already done something about insulin prices. And their first day in office, you kind of did an executive order that said, fuck that, I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to say, you ruined that, and then you save them later? What are you talking about? In lowering health insurance premiums by $800 annually for Americans who buy insurance through the Affordable Care Act. You mean the Unaffordable Care Act? You know, the one that has that has really high premiums and really, really high out-of-pocket costs compared to my personal health insurance. Of course, I do it through my union. I get it free, but whatever. It's like they're taking turds, it's kind of a theme today, and shining them so that they have a nice little buff and shine on them, but they're still freaking turds, Joe. Or Ron, or whoever wrote this crap. Worked with Republicans to rebuild America's infrastructure, rebuilding roads and bridges, investing in passenger rail and public transit, expanding affordable high-speed internet for all Americans, removing all lead pipes, ensure clean drinking water in all communities. Oh, as if there isn't infrastructure money every freaking year by every freaking Congress through every freaking president. That's not an accomplishment. That's the norm, you idiots. Worked with Republicans to make more in America by passing the chips and signing. What is that? Wait a minute. Wait, listen to this sentence. Listen to this sentence. Worked with Republicans to make more in America. Oh, make more things in America. I got it. By passing the Chips and Science Act. Investing in semiconductor manufacturing and other advanced cutting-edge technologies here in America, creating good paying jobs in American manufacturing. You know, manufacturing was way up on the former president, the guy with the funny hair. We produced a lot of more stuff, especially energy, in America before Joe Biden came into office. Brought together Republican Democrats to pass the first meaningful gun safety legislation in nearly 30 years. How really meaningful? What? Removing firearms from dangerous individuals, expanding mental health services in schools, supporting school safety, and narrows the boyfriend loophole to keep guns out of the hands of convicted dating partners. There's no boyfriend loophole. Look, keeping guns out of the hands of convicted dating partners. Convicted? Really? Is that something new? And funny, because now you've had a couple high-profile shootings the last 2 days, but I'm not sure what that means. And removing firearms from dangerous individuals. Well, you know, the dangerous individuals are the ones who get them without your little rules and laws. Those are the dangerous ones. Usually the people who are law-abiding citizens who have firearms usually aren't the ones doing the illegal shit. I'm just saying. Despite global challenges, we're making progress. 10 million jobs created. No. Stop lying. People got to go back to work after we stopped the pandemic restrictions. Okay. In fact, we're still at a net. I don't even think we're at a net. I don't think we're at the same level yet as we were before. J Pilot! Good morning, sir. Oh my God. More. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Unemployment near record lows, including Black and Hispanic Americans. Well, you know what? The last time I heard that phrase was during a State of the Union address by the guy with the funny hair, and Democrats didn't think that was very important. So I don't think it's very important now either. It's just like, you know, I mean, they sat on their hands. Democrats don't care about that. They sat on their hands the last time I heard that phrase. Rallied the world in defense of Ukraine. Don't get me started, motherfuckers. FTX, the big guy, don't want to hear about it. I'm glad Ukraine is doing whatever they're doing and they're dealing with their shit, but the fact that we're spending 20 times more than any other country, in fact, we're spending probably 10 times more than all the rest of the countries contributing to that combined, I guess, including Ukraine. No taxes. Wait a minute. Listen to this. This is a typo. And I know that maybe they figured it out by now, but it's still up. Quote, and no taxes on people making above $400,000. He kept his promise. Wow. He's eliminating taxes on everyone making more than $400,000 a year. And no, I'm here. I make this. It's this line right here. And here, let me see if I can make this bigger. Nope, it makes it smaller. That doesn't help. And no taxes on people making above $400,000. He kept his promise. What the hell does that mean? I think that's a little that's a little faux pas. And then finally, meanwhile, Republicans in Congress are extreme. Proposing national ban on abortion. Yeah, Lindsey Graham, you're an idiot. Planning to put Medicare and Social Security on the chopping block. That is a flat out lie. that they've been using. And that's how I think that's how they did a little better in the midterms than they said, by that just bald face lie. It's a straight up lie. No, they're not talking about putting Medicare and Social Security on the chopping block. Not once, not ever. Now, maybe they've talked about making adjustments to it, but on the chopping block, you're lying. It's one of those. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like. What?
Congratulations.
Why the fuck you lying?
I mean, it's like.
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Hi, Radios. That wasn't for you. And then trying to raise costs on Americans by repealing the Inflation Reduction Act. You mean the Inflation Reduction Act that increases federal spending by billions? Which, with printed money, with new printed money, you think that's going to stop inflation? And the idea that he says something about, what up here? Inflation. Up here. What did it say? Tackling inflation, lowering costs. No, you're not. You're not doing that. Holy shit, this is crazy. I still am curious about this line though. And no taxes on people above 400,000. He kept his promise. Let's ask about that. And I'm going to quote. And no taxes on people making above 400,000. He kept his promise. What? Typing errors here. I'm not very good at typing. What the fuck does that mean? Anyway, that's what Ron Klain thinks you should be thinking about on Thanksgiving. That's the list. That's a pretty long list. Should I just stop the meal and make an announcement? Hey, we have a list. We have a list. We have a list to talk about at Thanksgiving. Let's talk about your list, Ron. Now, I think Marsha Blackburn has a reply. Thanks, Bidenflation. Thanksgiving is the most expensive in 40 years. Turkey up 21%. Pumpkin pie up 18%. Sweet potatoes up 11%. Stuffing up 69%. I'm not sure what that means. And dinner rolls up 22%. Well, that sucks. Thanks, Marsha Blackburn, for just making the day a little better. A little better. Oh, I see what I did there. Let's see. I'll keep Marsha. We'll keep her there. We're going to take Ron Klain. We're going to put him over here. And you'll have both those links so you can compare. So anyway, when you're talking to your uncle about Ron Klain's list, you can give him Marsha Blackburn's list too. Anyway, so the Thanksgiving trending thing, I left it open. Anyone else talking about Thanksgiving? Let's see here. To answer your questions, yes, Thanksgiving year 7 is planned out. See you guys Thursday. Okay, I didn't ask. Another mass shooting in America just in time for Thanksgiving. Now it's a Walmart in Chesapeake, Virginia. Noel Blum asked on this. It's 2022 and they're still going with how to tell your Republican uncle that Democrats are awesome at Thanksgiving. For fuck's sake, you weird Twitter shit poster. I agree. Is Hunter going to have his traditional Thanksgiving this year? Turkey with a side of crack and hookers? Oh, good Lord. Anyway, if you want to go through that, I'll leave that tab open. Real quick, thank you, Chicago Mike, for sponsoring the show. You're awesome. Putting a $9.99. What's that dude's name? The old Godfather's Pizza CEO, $9.99. Herman K. It's the Herman K. donation, $9.99. Chicago Mike says, and thank you, appreciate that. They called someone like me a Hispanic American and not Latinx. I'm triggered now. Seriously, happy Thanksgiving. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you too, sir. Appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. Happy Thanksgiving. And if you want to sponsor the show, Dawg Knight. Oh wait, I'm not even on the screen. I'm pointing to the wrong place. Here we go. Dawg Knight live, 24 hours a day. If you want to sponsor the show, it's up in the up there in the thingy bobber up at the top. Hi, nobody, not me, too. Welcome to the show. All right. Why would I ever be talking as I shoveled food into my gullet? If someone comes to Thanksgiving with a list of topics to discuss, I'll accidentally lock them in the garage with the dogs. They listen attentively. Oh, spot on. And Watcher, I got a list to talk about. It's blank, LOL. Yes, that would be the perfect list to have on Thanksgiving. All right, next. Oh, wait, I got some notifications here. Just checking. Thank you. Who do I got here? Thank you, Simon Wolfwood. Scribe Light already did. Tyler F., Trippy Liberty, and Simon Wolfwood, and Jimmy Hotep for retweeting the tweet of the show. I think that was my tweet. And then those of you who are liking it, I appreciate that too. All right, let's move on because I need to get to those articles. And Gunfox is going to treat you to a live exploding head here in a moment. But anyway, other things trending on Twitter though right now, the things that are happening, the things that people are talking about right now. Well, James Woods, for whatever reason, is trending. Now, I think it's partially because this post from a few days ago. And I thought this was interesting because this is someone over in Maricopa County in Arizona where they're having problems. Apparently the Secretary of State is going to be refusing to certify the vote because of all the problems they had in Maricopa County. And they're finding more and more problems and everyone is kind of upset and everyone's a little on edge over there. And so James Wood, who says, I'm ashamed to say I would not give this fellow a second thought if I passed him on the street. Having watched his speech, however, I am now in awe of his eloquence and patriotism. So I thought I would replay this for you. You probably haven't seen, you may not have seen this, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. Here we go. This is a guy speaking at Maricopa County.
Good morning. Once again, the eyes of the world are upon Maricopa County for another botched election. Am I here to accuse you of stealing the vote? Heavens no, for that would make me a terrorist, wouldn't it?
Oh, snap.
Let me ask you, if you took your life savings to a bank and the teller put them in a machine and the machine kicked out 1 out of 4 of your bills and the teller said, don't worry, we'll put them in box 3 over here and we'll let you know how many were in there later. We'll send them off to a separate location and someone will be sure to get back to you and tell you how much money you have. Would you be okay with that? No, you would not be okay with that.
Get ready for some righteous anger.
Question, which is more valuable, your vote or your money? Now ask a lobbyist that same question. Now ask a campaign manager that question. Now ask Mark Zuckerberg that question. Which is more valuable, your money or your vote or your country or this world or the corruption that is taking over every single county in this nation? And then you look into your own soul and you look back at yourself in the mirror and realize that you are the cancer that is tearing this nation apart. Good day. Good morning.
Damn. I think that that sentiment. What do y'all think? Yeah, me too. So, two things come to mind. One, Sam Kinison. And also, he should be around here on Metal Monday. I'm just saying. But yeah, how about that guy? That was one of the reasons James Wood is trending. I wonder if this is another one though. He said, so liberal, because Twitter, they're letting a lot of people back on Twitter. Hello, Civic Magic. Nice to see you. And Pissed Off Shih Tzu. That should have been right up your alley. And Johnny Hellcat, what's up? The original viewer of the Morning Night Live is here, Johnny Hellcat. So, and also James Wood made this observation, because a lot of people are being let back on Twitter. There's people, a lot of liberals are just pissed off that they're letting these terrible Nancy and fascists, all the words they use, letting them back on Twitter. And James Woods very astutely says, so liberals applauded the suppression of millions of conservatives, including the president of the United States. They now have their panties in a twist that everybody has an equally free voice. Note that they aren't being suppressed in any way whatsoever. They're just enraged that we aren't any longer. Okay. That deserves a little ding. Now there's a lot of people bitching about him because they just think he's a MAGA nut job. But anyway, I think that's very apropos. All right, moving on. I'm gonna get through this a little faster. This was the guy. Oh no. I guess that the tweet's unavailable. Question: how is this guy both a Maricopa County, Arizona resident speaking out against voting integrity and a San Diego, California resident speaking out against COVID mandates? This is him in San Diego. Well, I don't really care. He was not speaking out against voter integrity. He never said he was a resident. Good for him for standing against corruption. That's a good answer. So there you go. All right, moving on. Tampax is also trending. Now, Tampax is a female hygiene product. It's a female convenience product that's sold in the United States and many other places in the world. And there's people talking about boycotting Tampax because Tampax kind of made a weird, had a weird. I should probably not scroll in this because you never know what you're going to see when you see when it's a entire topic about tampons. But first of all, I mentioned it. Let me take this off the screen to make sure before I scroll anymore. People are talking about, well, here, let's do the Daily Wire story. That'll make it easier. Then I know there won't be any penises or vaginas when I scroll. So here's the Daily Wire article talking about Tampax. Disgusting and creepy Tampax boycott trends after a bizarre tweet from the brand goes viral. Feminine product brand Tampax was trending on Twitter Tuesday as some followers demanded a boycott. Tampax had already come under fire this year due to its leftist ideology and willingness to promote gender theory. This time, Tampax is taking heat for a strange and snarky tweet that some have interpreted as trolling men, though the intended audience is unclear. Quote, "You're in their DMs. We're in them. We are not the same." No. Nobody, not me, over on Rumble says, Tampax can go get stuffed. Oh, that was a good one. Anyway, so followers were outraged at this statement, which they claimed was sexualizing tampon usage. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Peak patriarchy, a company making a women's product, insults its entire customer base and thinks it's okay. You utter creeps, one person shared. Quote, a women's period product company is getting off on the idea of their products being inserted in girls and women, getting there first while men are chatting them up, hoping for sex. Overtones of rape, pedophilia, misogyny. What a hat trick, another agreed. So a lot of, I guess, it was more, it kind of was an equal opportunity, bunch of people bad about Tampax. So a tampon is saying to a dude framed as a sexual rival to the tampon, basically, hey bro, you're too slow. I totally hit that earlier. How do you like them apples? Is this supposed to be to appeal to your customers in some way? It's creep. It's kind of, who at marketing at Tampax really thought of that idea. But anyway, so it did draw some interesting responses, though, besides those. And one of the most interesting was from somebody named, wait, let me see if I can find it. Somebody named, this person, this is interesting. Someone named India Willoughby. Now, India Willoughby, saying, even though the TERFs are boycotting Tampax, I will remain a loyal customer. Now, this is fascinating because India Willoughby is a male. I'm not so sure what India Willoughby is using Tampax for, but India Willoughby is a trans woman, which would be technically a male, though trans women are women. But I'm not. But then there's other people like this one though got a lot of people pissed off. Oh, that's because I see it. I guess some people are saying it. Indy think it's just turfy people, like they insult trans exclusionary radical feminists are the ones who are boycotting Tampax. But there is this person here: fuck Coach, fuck Primark, fuck Tampax, fuck North Face, fuck Virgin Airways, fuck Halifax Bank, fuck Qantas. I guess they're all people who buy into the trans ideology stuff. But anyway, you stop letting society shame us and our bodily functions. Also, you defends a tampon company sexualizing and shaming women's bodily functions by talking like it's in a men's locker room on social media. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. Don't know what the F they were thinking when they did that. Anyway, that's why Tampax is trending today. Moving on. Also, shooter. Oh, no, this is interesting. Yesterday, we talked. I held off talking about that person in Colorado who, shot up the gay club, right? And because, I tend to put the 5-day rule in, but there's a lot of people, the media, Ben Collins and the NBC and all the pundits are like, oh, this is certainly because of the stochastic terrorism by the people who are constantly, the transphobes and homophobes and gay phobes and LGBTQI LMNOP 90210 phobes and all that. Somebody liked that 90210 joke yesterday. I can't remember. They thought that was funny. Anyway, well, and now, as this morning, I get to the Twitter machine and I look at my Twitter machine, and one of the first things I saw was apparently. Well, here, let me let Allison Camerata explain this to you, because this is some breaking news about the Colorado shooter and a perfect pause game on my part with Allison Camerata. I'm sorry, I'm just pausing. Okay, here we go. Listen to the news about the shooter, the bad person in Colorado.
So, attorneys for the accused shooter, Anderson Lee Aldrich,
stunned,
say
she?
in new court filings tonight that the suspect now identifies as non-binary. In a footnote to a motion asserting legal privileges, the public defenders say, quote, Anderson Aldrich is non-binary. They use they, them pronouns, and for the purposes of all formal filings will be addressed as mixed.
Whoa. I'm sorry. What did she just say? I got to start this over. Am I hearing things? Am I hearing things? What?
So, attorneys for the accused shooter.
Okay, I want you to notice something also as she's speaking here. Is it just me, or does she seem a little? Well, I don't know if angry. Well, look at her face. She looks a little angry. Like she's like, this is almost like, oh no, is that her? Is that hissing sound? Do you hear that hissing sound when she's talking? There's a hissing sound. That's the narrative balloon losing all its helium and it's about to fall to the ground. Do you hear that?
Anderson Lee Aldrich
She looks very
say
upset.
in new court filings tonight that the suspect now identifies as non-binary.
Did
footnote-
you see that? Wait a minute. Did you see her lip? Look.
Non-binary.
See that? Yeah, right. Look. Oh my. I'm really feeling bad for Allison here. Wait, what's that sound?
In a footnote to a motion asserting legal privileges,
She's
the
very
public
angry.
defenders say, quote, Anderson Aldrich
Alan
is non-binary.
doesn't even want to read this. Look at her face. She looks so angry right now. Look at this. Look at her face.
They use they, them pronouns.
There's that little lip thing. Like, yeah, right. Look. See it?
And for the purposes of all formal filings, will be addressed as Mix Aldrich. So in other words, not Mr. or Ms.
Oh, wait. Is Allison doing the unthinkable route now? Do you think... Let me see where she goes with this. Good morning, Age Research Directorate. Alice, what's her name? Allison. Is she about to do the unthinkable? That shall not be done? Keep listening.
Joining me now, CNN political commentator Errol Lewis, also back with me, Al Franken and Joe Walsh.
He didn't look happy either. Whoa. Al Franken, who dug him up? And Joe Walsh, oh, for fuck's sake. I got to listen to this. Wait a minute, but wait. Look at this dude. He's not happy either. This is like a face you'd make if this was a skit on Saturday Night Live and they're supposed to be looking disappointed. You know what I mean? Black Hebrews are like, good morning.
That's right.
By the way, this is probably the biggest sound that they should be hearing right now.
I don't know what to say about that. I mean, that's not anything that we had heard from his background. You know, people have been looking into his background.
Wait, what you've heard from his background? Hey, remember yesterday when I was talking about this and I go, you notice that we're not hearing anything about his background other than the one case where he was going to blow up his mom? Notice I said there's a reason we haven't been hearing anything about his background. We haven't seen any of his social media. We haven't seen any other news reports about him, other than the fact that he got into trouble and had a standoff with the sheriff because he had a bomb threat against his own mother. What are you talking about? Oh, all the research. Really? If you've been doing research on this guy, this man, we haven't heard any of it. 5-day rule wins again. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Tyre. You're damn right the 5-day rule wins.
It's not anything that we had heard from his background. You know,
really?
People have been looking into his background.
You haven't been looking into his background.
I don't know if anybody...
You haven't been reporting on it. Hey, by the way, let me ask you something, Allison. Are you questioning his identity now? Now, I'm not, because I don't give a fuck about his identity. He's a male, he, him, that's how my role with pronouns. And he's not here for me to be pissed off about it anyway. Male, him, he, whatever. Okay? But notice what she did here. I listen, because she just said non-binary. What does she immediately do?
Lewis, also back with me, Al Franken and Joe Walsh.
Listen carefully.
I don't know what to say about that. I mean, that's not anything that we had heard from his background. You know, people...
What? His background?
Gotcha, bitch.
Are you misgendering Mix Alexander, whatever the dude's name is? Are you misgendering that young man? Excuse me, that non-binary creature? You just misgendered him.
I've been looking into his background.
His background again. His.
Gotcha, bitch.
And I don't know if anybody here, are you guys lawyers? I mean, I don't know if I don't know what to say about that. I mean,
they don't know what to say.
It sounds like they're trying to prepare a defense against a hate crimes charge.
Oh, is that what it is? Are you questioning his gender, sir?
that's the least of his problems, legally speaking. But it looks like they're trying to build some kind of sympathy or at least confusion on the question of whether or not this is purely motivated by hate.
Are they? You are questioning his lived experience? How dare you?
How dare you?
I mean, that is what it sounds like. We'll wait to see.
Allison. Gee, apparently you decide what his gender is now. What is? Wow. Now it's fun. Well, I wouldn't say what's funny about it, but that's all over the place. Real quick. Thank you, Kay. Thank you very much. Dropping a 5 spot in the tip jar. I appreciate it. Who says via YouTube Super Chat, which you can do Super Chats too. That is, I identify as the 80s cartoon Gem and the holograms. There you go. Perfect. That's good. So anyway, this shooter is trending today. The shooter is trending, and lots of people are mentioning the fact that he is now non-binary. Oh, the right wing, John Pavlovitz, the right is grooming mass shooters. Ha 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 ha. You mean the non-binary mass shooter in Colorado? Is that what you're talking about? The Colorado shooter just informed authorities that he is non-binary and uses they them pronouns and requested to be referred to as Mix Aldrich throughout the proceedings. Yes. Let's see. Alejandro Caraballo, who is one of those trans people, a trans identifying male who claims to be, or is whatever, female, whatever. All indications from people who knew the shooter were that he was violent and homophobic. The identification as non-binary is almost certainly a troll. Really? We haven't heard anything about him. Oh, wait, someone here, gun craze, Colorado club shooting suspect used anti-gay slurs. Neighbor says, a neighbor said that? Really? Because, a lot of times the gay men call each other that F word and it's okay for them because they're gay, right? So are you sure? Maybe he was just talking to one of his gay friends and they were just using words like that. I don't know. If you feel anger about the identity of a mass shooter because you can't use it to attack your political opponents, your soul has been compromised. That's Blair Wright saying that. Go ahead, Blair. Senior NBC reporter just tweeted the entire thread about why a mass shooter was the actual victim to cover for his own presumptive incompetent report. Whoa, wait a minute. We're opening this in a new tab. I'm not getting very far today. This is precious. Let's see what Ben Collins had to say. Because Ben Collins, let's see, that's just from 12 hours ago. Okay, the Colorado Springs suspect was 15 when they requested a name change to Nick Brink. Interesting. So he's using they, them pronouns because, he's abiding by the what the attorney said. Brink was subject to a particularly vicious bout of online harassment and had one YouTube video, a profanity-laden cartoon dubbed Asian homosexual gets molested. So, I'm curious. LGBT club shooting suspect troubled past was obscured by a name change. That's a Washington Post article. Okay, let me close that because that's not what I meant to do. Well, we'll open that Washington Post article, and it's probably going to go AR. We'll just get the maybe that's archived there. Let's see. Yes, it was 10 hours ago. LA Club. Okay. Years before. Now they're still in the Washington Post. They're still misgendering this person, but I'm going to just read it as is. Years before he allegedly walked into a Colorado bar with an assault-style rifle, a man who's known as Anderson Lee Aldrich had a different name and a tumultuous past. Until age 15, he was known as Nicholas Brink. Living in San Antonio, public records show his parents separated when he was a toddler, and when he was 12, his mother, Laura Vogel, was arrested for suspected arson, according to court documents. She was later found guilty of a lesser offense, blah, 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 blah. He became the target of a particularly vicious bout of online bullying, which insulting in which insulting accusations were posted to a website along with his name, photo, online aliases, according to a review of the site by the Washington Post. At some point, a YouTube account was created under his name featuring a crude, profanity-laden animation under the title Asian Homosexual Gets Molested. For unstated reasons, just before his 16th birthday, the young man petitioned a Texas court with two of his grandparents' names on the document to legally change his entire name. His mother's name did not appear on the petition. Nicholas Breen became Anderson Lee Aldrich, who at age 22 would gain infamy as a suspected shooter. So, I'm curious now. They say okay. Now, then they mentioned his tangential relationship to the Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints, aka the Mormons. And then they talk about they start talking about Mormon doctrine in here. But the church, which until 2019 described people in same-sex marriages as apostates, condemned the shooting in a statement. The senseless act of violence in Colorado Springs is of great sadness and concern to us. We are greatly troubled by any violence in our communities and condemn most especially violent acts that are a result of intolerance against any of God's children. Anyway, so everyone wants to get their 2 cents in, but I'm sorry. This sounds like somebody who is non-binary, and you're not allowed to question his gender, especially you, Allison Camerata, wherever that link was. Did I leave that on here? I don't know. Anyway, all right, we're going to move on. But anyway, so shooters trending because of that. The New York Times published a deranged op-ed claiming that my reporting on drag... Oh, this is Christopher Rufo. Because they're saying that Christopher Rufo and Matt Walsh and Libs TikTok, everybody's fault. It's everybody's fault that this person, this non-binary human, shot up a bar in Colorado. And so they're blaming it on these people because they were trying to smear these people. New York Times posted a deranged op-ed claiming that my reporting on Drag Queen Story Hour was somehow responsible for the recent shooting in Colorado. Now we find out the shooter identifies as non-binary and uses they/them pronouns. The New York Times used the tragedy to falsely smear me. Here's a 5,000-word feature on the ideological origins of Drag Queen Story Hour. It's sober, serious reporting that quotes drag activists and queer theorists in their own words. The New York Times implication that this is stochastic terrorism is disgraceful. And then here's how the New York Times framed it. It's a strategy that they're using to make people shut up. And I talked about that yesterday. Let's move on. This is the big story of the day, though. A sitting congressman has made violent threats to a cartoon cat. Is this stochastic terrorism? Adam Kinzinger threatened cat turd because of a meme. Now here's you can read this, but here's the deal. In fact, here Alex Brushewitz says yesterday, 11/21/22 will go down as one of the darkest days in the history of democracy. A United States congressman named Adam Kinzinger, some know him as Booster Seat Kinzinger, threatened to physically assault a cartoon cat named Cat Turd. I'm shaking. We need, and he says, hey, Marjorie Taylor Greene, I think we need an 11/21 committee to look into how we have gotten here as a country. How are we at a place in our nation where them members of Congress like Adam Kinzinger are threatening great patriotic cats like cat turds? Our democracy is so fragile. People are calling off work today. Anyway, so Adam Kinzinger got a little bit upset about cat turd retweeting something here. It's dumb that he was laughing way too hard at this because someone made a meme about the people with Ukraine flags, people crying and pissing themselves. And so he said, it's dumb that I'm laughing way too hard at this. And Adam Kinzinger, congressman, a member of Congress, soon to be an ex-member of Congress, said, literal evil. If I met you in person, it would not end well for you, sicko. Trolls who have never done a thing in their life pretend to be patriots and laugh at real warriors. Wow. Wow. If I met you in person, it would not end well for you. That sounds like a threat. That sounds like a damn threat. Wow. So anyway, needless to say, this has spawned a number of memes. So we're going to look at a couple of memes and then we're going to read Gunfox's article. So here's well, first of all, someone had to mention, I'm sure Cat Turd is shaking too with laughter. That's in reply to Alex Brushewitz, I don't know. But here, let's get to the memes. Now, first, Cat Turd responded this morning. Good morning to everyone except soon-to-be unemployed crybaby Adam Kinzinger, who threatened violence against me because I laughed at a meme. I think he should forever be called Karen Kinzinger. Kind of sings, doesn't it? So, like I said, there's memes. Look at this. Now, is that from Monty Python? I think so. Anyway, that's not the good one, though. Here's a couple good ones. Okay, first of all, because, Adam is Adam hearts Ukraine, and I'm sure Zelensky and somehow Joe Biden got in there because 10% for the big guy. That's a decent one. But then there's the ones. Now this is funny because it's the same little meme, but they put Adam Kinzinger there, and that's even funnier. He's crying and pissing a Ukraine flag. And then we've got, of course, we have the cat versus the Karen meme. Now this one's okay. I thought it was decent. Here, I'll make it so you can see it. Here. This one's okay. Okay. But this is not the best cat versus Karen meme. I think this one's even a little bit better. Show me respect. I'm a congressman. And Cat Turd replying, ex-congressman. Yeah, good. All right. I think that's it. I think I'm done with Adam Kinzinger. Oh, no, there's another one. Here we go. Oh, no. Speaking of people in the House of Representatives, Al Franken, really no one else willing to participate. Yeah, Adam, so that Allison was talking to Al Franken and Joe Walsh. I mean, talk about a couple people who just are irrelevant now. Anyway, another congressperson chimed in on Twitter because, she's upset that Trump is back on Twitter. So she decided to tweet yesterday also. With Trump back on Twitter, it's a good time to watch this January 6th hearing. Really? Is there really a good time to watch the January 6th hearing? I don't think so. Apparently, they're going to have another session. And I don't know why. The election's over, and half of them are not even going to be in Congress next year. But, well, at least the two Republicans aren't. And when they reconvene the January 6th committee after January 1st, I think there'll be a few new members on the committee, and they might have some questions that may just not have been asked. There's a lot of questions that I have about January 6th. I don't see anyone on the current committee asking certain questions that I'm just curious about. Ray Epps, the security situation, Nancy Pelosi, and all this other stuff. I hope they reconvene the committee after the first year. But anyway, she says, with Trump back on Twitter, it's a good time to watch this January 6th hearing. Bullshit. Excuse me. It covers each of Trump's tweets that day, including those that have been deleted, and features multiple Trump White House staff describing his inexcusable conduct during the violence. Well, really? How do his tweets describe that? But here's the ones that I think that are most interesting. So as you scroll down here, yes, there's this. Where's the... Let's see. This is the ones that I found very interesting right here. On January 6, 2021, I'm asking everyone at the U.S. Capitol to remain peaceful. No violence. Remember, we are the party of law and order. Respect the law and our great men and women in blue. Thank you. And please support our Capitol Police and law enforcement. They are truly on the side of our country. Stay peaceful. Wow! Now that's interesting because Twitter deleted his account. But look, it has 619,000 hearts and 482,000 hearts and retweets, hundreds of thousands, and lots of replies. A lot of people saw these. And I don't remember hearing about these in the January 6th committee hearings. Now, there were a lot of other tweets in there, but those two, whoa, I don't remember hearing about those. All right, moving on. Oh my God. Well, I'm going to read. Let me get to Gun Fox's article here first before I get to this, because I want to make sure that I get to it. So NPR had an article, and this is interesting. So NPR airs interviews suggesting doctors perform illegal abortions as civil disobedience. NPR questions whether doctors had an ethical obligation to perform abortions in states that restrict the practice in a Tuesday morning report. The fear of these laws has caused some doctors to delay or deny abortions, including in emergencies, host Rachel Martin warned. Now, I'm not sure when if they're in emergencies, I'm not sure why they would do that. Clearly, emergencies is not necessarily well, you know what I'm saying. It's not necessarily an abortion, but how many emergencies have there been? Like, have there been thousands, or have there been, a few, I don't know. Anyway, some doctors are asking themselves tough questions when they are forced to choose between their ethical obligations to patients and the law. Should they defy the law, she asked. Acts of civil disobedience may be necessary to provide the best care for patients, bioethicist Matthew Winnie told NPR reporter Selena Simmons-Duffin. No healthcare worker has been prosecuted for defying state laws since Roe v. Wade was overturned by the Supreme Court, the report stated, but Winnie told NPR it would certainly happen. Simmons-Duffin cited how the American Medical Association expressed concern that abortion laws would harm women. Her guest called for physicians to take a stand against these laws when necessary, using civil disputes. Now, here's my problem. Most of the time in this debate, both sides, I don't know how both sides can come to the most extreme situations. Well, let's put it this way. So when the people who are anti-abortion, and I understand, and I completely understand that this premise, people who are anti-abortion, especially, and is consensus in the United States that late-term abortions, shouldn't be doing them. Without a very, very dangerous medical without a very dangerous medical situation. So, for example, there are certain, like say someone gets a car accident, the only way to save this, you try to save the baby, you try to save the mother, but your priority is going to be the mother, I guess. I don't know. Or in these, like the tubal ligation, for example, of a tubal pregnancy. That's not an abortion. That's a procedure, that's a pregnancy that's never going to go to fruition in most cases. And I don't consider that abortion, right? But the anti-abortion person will harp on the idea. For example, during the midterm elections, all the Democratic ads were talking about, well, this person's going to ban all abortions, including rape and incest. They always bring up the rape and incest, the most extreme possibilities. But when you ask those people, okay, fine, we'll give you those extreme possibilities. It will, in the case of rape and or incest, that if it's a obviously, proven case of that, we'll allow them, but we'll ban all other abortions. No, that's not what you meant. They'll never answer that question. In fact, I remember there was a hearing where Jamie Raskin was asked that question because he was going on and on about rape and incest. So the woman who was testifying goes, oh, okay. So if we made those exceptions for rape and incest, would you support this bill banning abortions? He refused to answer because he said, in fact, he made it, oh, God, avocados diabli, stop it. So anyway, that's that. And so, because most of the vast overwhelming majority of abortions are someone who got pregnant by accident, doesn't want the baby. And I have no problem if there's a certain time period that you can do that. That's me personally. Some people still think it's murder because life begins with conception. I understand. I completely understand that argument. And mine's a pragmatic, practical, inconsistent argument that abortion should be legal in that case. But it needs to be within a certain time frame. In fact, I prefer it all be prior to that implantation. Go ahead, make morning after pills legal. To me, that makes sense. Because when it is real, just a couple clump cells. But once you get to the point where you're like, oh, you're 6 to 8 weeks in and they start getting a little bit. Anyone who's had an ultrasound for a baby understands what that is. You hear that sound? That'd be the new child, the new person, a completely different DNA set with a heartbeat. That's when I go, okay, that's the Bill Burr cake theory. Okay, you're throwing out that was gonna be a cake. So that's where I go. The vast majority of abortions are just unwanted pregnancies. That's all there is, period. That's it. Now, and I understand all the legal arguments and all the women that say, well, you should have some bodily autonomy and all that, but you're still killing another person with its own DNA. So I don't know. But the idea that they're saying these doctors should just go ahead and break the law. I mean, look, here's the one. So I'm going to read this. If a law is wrong and causing you to be involved in harming patients, you do not have to live to that law. That's what they're saying. He advocated. This is this Winnie guy. The reporter posed questions in which doctors may question if abortion would prioritize the health of the woman, offering the case of an Ohio woman who was initially denied an abortion after experiencing heavy bleeding from a miscarriage. Again, give me the most extreme case you can think of where it probably makes sense. What about when someone has a heart condition and pregnancy makes that condition worse? Or if the patient tells the doctor, I can't get an abortion, I'm going to harm myself, she asked. NPR went out to tout doctors who committed civil disobedience to perform abortions. A bioethicist called on the medical community to unite and say clearly that they will support doctors who decide to follow the standard of care for patients, even if it violates state abortion laws. Well, how is that a standard of care for patients? Is that the norm? Is that is that standard of care for every pregnancy? That's what I don't get. How is that a standard of care for every pregnancy? Because pregnancy is just reproduction. Is that really? So every pregnancy, that's a standard of care? Oh, wait. No, because not everybody's trying to get an abortion. Gunfox, you don't give me abortion articles anymore. I can't deal with this. I can't do it. I gotta move on. You bastard. Love you, Gunfox. You're my dude. All right, let me get back to where I was, and then I'm gonna get out of here. People in Qatar. There's oh my gosh, the arguments about the World Cup right now are amazing. Amazing, because here's where I started, and I'll just kind of leave some of this up. So I saw this tweet by someone named Samira Khan. I have no idea who that is. I don't follow Samira Khan, but I found it. Leftists want Muslim women to sell sex. This is what they mean by women's rights. What? Thankfully, Muslim men will not hesitate to lay down their lives to stop your perverted fantasy from ever becoming a reality. Now, what was she reacting to here? This is all about the World Cup. Hello, Cutter, hardly knew her. Ooh. Evan S., good morning. So she was replying to this. And it got into an argument about legal prostitution because Qatar decided to host. People are bitching about them not allowing beer. And some guy was wearing a gay pride soccer shirt. And they didn't let him in the stadium because they said that they're not going to allow that. Qatar decided to host a multicultural, diverse event. You invited the world to come to your place, accepting how the world is. Nobody obliged you to host. By the way, repressing women and punishing LGBTQ plus people isn't a value. Nothing positive about violating human rights. Now, I'm going backwards in this tweet because she answered that by saying prostitution is legal in your country. Please spare us the lectures on human rights. And so this guy said legal prostitution is, in fact, a recognition of a free decision of women. Can any women in Qatar decide for themselves about their lives? Now that is an interesting debate. This is, and now I'm going to go backwards even farther. Now here's what happened here. This guy named whatever Grant. Well, just now, security guard refusing to let me into the stadium for USA Wales. You have got to change your shirt. It's not allowed. Let me show you the picture now. Let me show you the picture of what he's looking at right here. Now, Qatar has decided that they're not going to let anyone in the venues that are wearing basically gay pride paraphernalia because gay is illegal in Qatar, I guess, whatever. This is quite the dilemma because the world's FIFA, the whatever, something football association, granted Qatar the World Cup. And they knew that all these people from coming all over the world, and they would not allow. How do you conflate beer sales with prostitution? Oh, no, I'm just saying the things they won't allow. Anyway, but this is about the gay shirt, the gay pride shirt, right? This argument is just raging because there are a lot of people who are saying, look, we knew the World Cup was going to be Qatar. They have different rules. You need to abide by the rules. Oh, I didn't put this on the screen, did I? That would help if I put it on the screen. This is the shirt he wanted to wear into the stadium. He says that the security guard refusing to let me into the stadium for USA Wales, you have to change your shirt first. It's not allowed. And probably because there's Muslim countries out there who would be very upset with Qatar for allowing this. I don't know. But anyway, so this guy, as a Qatari, I am proud of what happened. I don't know when will the Westerners realize that their values aren't universal. There are other cultures with different values that should be equally respected. Let's not forget that the West is not the spokesman for humanity. Now, normally, the leftists of the world, in the honor of diversity, inclusion, and all that shit, would say, oh, we must respect other people's, differences in their religions. As long as they're not white people and it's not white supremacy, we should respect all the differences. However, this is part of that hierarchy question that we always get to, right? The hierarchy, which is more important, the values of the one protected class, the Muslim world, versus the other protected class, the gay world. So this argument, oh my gosh. I'll leave this one in because the argument just goes on and on and on every single thread. So here's Christina Pushaw. As an American, my values are different from your values, but the thing is, I do not travel to your country and expect your people to change and conform to my values. I don't see why this is so hard for American liberals to understand. The religion and laws of Qatar were not a secret to anyone prior to this event, and this man knew what to expect when he made the decision to visit Qatar. If he wanted to make a point about LGBT rights, he could have boycotted, but that wouldn't have gotten that much attention. Now, there are people who don't like that idea. Oh, he should have checked with Brittany Griner on how her ignorance of the local laws played out for her. Oh, I'll give it that. Gets a ding. Whoops, maybe not because I can't. There we go. And she says, I've traveled to Russia, Qatar, and many other countries with laws that I personally disagree with. Still, it's a choice to visit a foreign country, and that means choosing to follow all of their laws or facing the consequences. Tired of Americans thinking rules apply only to them. Now, then you got the people saying this. Well, I believe it was Qatar who said everyone is welcome at the World Cup prior to people arriving. This seems to fly in the face of the claim. If you had the intention of persecuting people based off of who they are, they should have made that clear beforehand. Now, I don't think wearing a T-shirt is persecuting anybody. Now, if they went and cut off his hand and, drop him off a roof, then I'd see that be as persecuting. But now this argument's going to go back and forth. I see it in age research. Qatar shouldn't have been given the tournament. If FIFA agrees with that guy, then that is true. Same with the beer situation. If they, but somehow they got it, and them's the rules in Qatar. I personally agree that Qatar shouldn't have gotten it, but once it was there, you know what? Just like Brittany Griner, don't bring in your little vape hashish juice in your vape pen, because that's against the law where you're going. This is an amazing. I've been reading this. I've been reading these threads for a couple days now, and it just goes back and forth. And I think all the arguments are valid in some ways, but the hardest part though is that people who think when you're looking at the, what is it called, the not the social stack, whatever that's called. It's just fascinating watching people argue because, again, the protected classes are fighting against each other, and it's just wild. Everyone is welcome didn't mean every foreigner who came to visit for this specific event is allowed to break rules. It's a paradox then. If everyone's welcome, but homosexuality is illegal, then not everyone is welcome. No. That's I don't know. The oppressive stack, yeah, the oppression stack. And discrimination in a World Cup is wrong on so many levels. Well, that's not discrimination. Just don't wear you're demanding that I can wear my shirt. Exactly. Also, one glaring thing is the silence by FIFA on the issue, especially since it's in their freaking anti-discrimination policy. Well, yes, and FIFA probably should have thought of that before they awarded the World Cup to Qatar. But what can they do about it now? Yeah, live and learn, I guess. But anyway, you got. My religion says I can't do that. Okay. My religion says you can't do that. Fuck off. Huh. It's the oppression stack, oppressive, progressive stack. It's all of the above. So anyway, it's a fascinating argument that's going on over the World Cup. It's first started with beer. Now it's gone to gay. I wonder what else Qatar's gonna throw at people. I wonder if the Americans got to wear their little rainbow thing uniform. And somebody suggested that teams at the World Cup should all go in with rainbow gear and this and that. I don't know all about that. It's one of the best ping pong matches I've ever watched. Anyway. All right. Last person I ever expect. Oh, and then I'll finish with that one. Apparently a hot dog vendor was stabbed in a apparent turf war in a San Diego park. A San Diego hot dog vendor. We go from whether or not you can wear a gay shirt at the World Cup to a hot dog vendor turf war. A 31-year-old man was impaled in the back when a brawl involving 10 to 15 people broke out near Petco Park in San Diego on Saturday evening, according to CBS. Witnesses said tempers sizzled. Oh, my God. Did they really have to throw that pun in there? What up, Big Dro? Did they really have to put that pun in there? That's terrible. Hello, Sully. Hello, P-Bell. What's up? Nice to meet you. Biden family has 150 plus suspicious activity reports, but Treasury obstructed release of said House GOP. Oh my gosh. Oh, we might check that one out when I get done here. Witnesses said temper sizzled after Los Angeles hot dog slingers encroached on a local vendor's territory after a performance by DJ Duke Dumont. The victim, whose name was not released, was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The alleged culprit, Yoni Yuns, 21, was arrested at the scene. Police used pepper spray to disperse the crowd and add a little more flavor to the hot dogs, resulting in several people receiving medical treatment from the San Diego Fire Department. The video of the scene shows concert goers relishing the drama, pausing to watch the aftermath of the fight while grabbing hot dogs of their own. Holy shit. It's a hot dog, eat hot dog world. Rotten Corpse, you are the king. According to CBS, San Diego requires vendor to obtain specific permits to sell food on sidewalks. It is not known if the Los Angeles vendors were permitted. San Diego Police Department did not immediately respond to the Post request for comment, but they did bring an extra side of mustard. Oh! Okay, that was dumb. The other two articles here. Federal judge rejects Biden administration's transgender health protections. We talked about this the other day. Federal judge, not this is specific. A federal judge in Texas has ruled that the Biden administration cannot redefine sex-based discrimination in statutes to force doctors to perform gender transition procedures against their will. U.S. District Judge Matthew Kaczmarek ruled Friday that the administration exceeded the limits of the Affordable Health Care Act and Title IX by including sexual orientation and gender identity among the law's anti-discrimination protections. Title IX's ordinary public meeting remains intact until changed by Congress or perhaps the Supreme Court, wrote Judge Kaczmarek, a Trump appointee. Because civil rights laws has not changed, the judge said the executive branch could not extend a 2020 Supreme Court ruling barring LGBT workplace discrimination to include Obamacare patients. In his ruling, Judge Kaczmarek noted that Congress could have included sexual orientation or gender identity in the Affordable Care Act, but chose not to. The Department of Justice did not immediately respond to the request for comment. I don't know if that's going to hold. Two doctors filed a class action suit after the Department of Health and Human Services announced plans in May 2021 to expand anti-discrimination protections in Section 1557 of the Affordable Care Act to include sexual orientation and gender identity. The American Legal First Foundation, founded by former Trump White House advisor Stephen Miller, has represented Dr. Susan Neese and James Hurley in their lawsuit against the administration's proposed Obamacare change. The Obama administration introduced rules in 2016 to expand the anti-discrimination section of the Obamacare to include transgender protections. Maybe I'm missing something here. The Biden administration has also attempted to expand the definition of sex-based discrimination to let transgender athletes play in sports teams of their choice regardless of sex at birth. Oh, I see. So that was in addition to that. They were saying that on the athletes thing that they could not redefine sex to being gender in Title IX. So yeah, so I see what they're doing there. All right. Oh, gosh. I'm going to just skip this one. Indigenous mom leads call to learn about truth-giving. So apparently this Native American descent saying that at this Thanksgiving feast, they want people to do a truth-giving, including recognize and honor the native land you live on. Well, I'm native to the land I am living on right now. I was born in St. Paul. Uplift and celebrate Native voices every day. Well, I'm a Native American. I was born here, grew up here. Check in with your children's curriculum, teachers, about teaching correct historical narratives. Well, what narrative do you want me to teach? That we should not be thankful at Thanksgiving? Or are you talking about the story of the Plymouth Indians and settlers? Be intentional with how you spend your time as a family community. Hold space for truth-telling. How about we just eat some turkey and have a nice time watching football? And support Native-owned businesses. Donate to Native organizations doing the work of our people. Where? I live in a suburb of the Twin Cities. There are no Native American stores. But if there were, and if there was a good store, I would certainly patronize them. I just don't know of any off the top of my head that has stuff that I need, so I don't. But if they did, I would. I would not discriminate. And then they say this year marks the 400th year since lost pilgrims stumbled onto native lands. No. You kind of got that wrong. The pilgrims were not lost. They actually were looking to go to that part of the world. They were coming, they because Columbus had already done that shit, and they knew that there's land here, and so they found themselves here when they took their ships. And I don't know. And then something, I'm cutting ties with the "What are you thankful for" narrative this year. She wrote in the caption, really? Why? Look, regardless of what you think of what that particular event was, there's a TikTok here too, but I'm not going to play it. Regardless of what you think of that time, you can still be thankful for things. I mean, is there no gratitude in Native American culture? I mean, there's got to be something you can be thankful for. And this just looks like, I don't know. She kind of looks like she's a very attractive young lady. I got to say that. But, I mean, how long can this be? I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. All right. And then finally, let's see. Where is it? No, that's not it. Here it is. Thank you, Go Big Red. Hey, is Mr. Scott in the house? You got to be kidding. Football, are we going to lose again Friday? That's got to be Mr. Scott. Thank you, Mr. Scott, for sponsoring the show. Another small bullet in the tip jar saying, football, are we going to lose again Friday? Well, I don't even know who the Huskers are playing. I'm not sure. But, yeah, probably. Anyway, thank you, Go Big Red, for reminding me. Anyway, so apparently, how long is this? This is 4 minutes long. Michael Moore was trending also today, and I don't know why. I think because Jack Posobiec found a deleted video of Michael Moore admitting why the people of America support Trump. This is from like 2016. If you're interested, it was Iowa. That's right. I was right. There you are. I'll leave this in the links. I actually got to go because I'm late. But before I do anything else, I want to remind you something. Do me a favor. Before you go, there's a little thumb. If you're on YouTube, it's right below the screen. It says it's a thumb up. It's a like button. Hit that thing. If you're on Rumble, punch that plussy. Okay, 21 people watching on Rumble. I love it. Nice to see it. Hit that plussy or the what's that thing? Sounds like gay porn. Wiener Wars. Oh, I see. Punch that plussy, the little plus sign, or if you're on a mobile, hit the thumbs up on there, because that helps. That helps the algorithm on both. And if you'd be so kind, share the stream, Rumble stream, or the YouTube stream, or share them both. I'd be happy if you shared them both on your favorite social media. Okay, share the streams. If you're watching on a replay, put a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you're thankful for this year. That would be the thing to put in there. I meant to ask that in the chat, but tell me what you're thankful for, or think about what you're thankful for. And if you happen to watch me tomorrow morning, we can talk about that tomorrow, because I'm going to be talking about things I'm thankful for, and things that our nation be thankful for, and things that you should be thankful for. Not Joe Biden, though. And then if you do me a favor, or not even do me a favor, if you want to sponsor this show, you can do that 24 hours a day at pdognight.live. You can do it on Venmo and Cash App. Those links are in the description down below. You can do YouTube Super Chats during the show. But most of all, the best way you can help this show is to share the stream. And, by the way, follow me on Locals. That link will be in the tab, too. If you can become a member on Locals, that'd be even better. I'm doing some exclusive stuff over there. We'll do some streams over there. We'll do, and also that's the place where the notifications will always come through. If I'm posting notifications only on Twitter and on Locals. Locals is actually much more reliable. If I put the notification on Locals, you'll get it almost immediately, and you'll know where I'm at. Especially if I get kicked off of YouTube for any reason, for any particular period of time, or permanently. Which I don't know why. All my strikes have fallen off so far, but you never know. They're really weird over there at YouTube. So that's why you should follow me at Rumble and Odyssey also. But before I go, one more. Thank you, Black Keepers Your Light.
That's right.
For a sponsor of the show who says, it looks like the 5-day rule is the best policy when it comes to MSN lies and narrative pushing agenda. It was the LGBT on LGBT violence. Okay, that's what we were saying.
That's right.
The non-binary young fellow that now again, and I'm even waiting 5 days on that. It's find it interesting how many people are misgendering and denying that person's gender, that person's self-proclaimed gender. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. Allison Camerata was not having it. That video is in the links, but ladies and gentlemen, I got to go. Thanks for being here today. I'm here Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. Monday through Friday, I said. Yes, I did. And I most likely will be doing this tomorrow. So keep your eyes open. But otherwise, Friday is also going to happen. Thank you, everybody. I got to go. My name's Dawg Knight. And I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and thank you for watching today on the Dawg Knight Channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.